Now on Bounce, the Park Church is showing its commitment again this year to highlight issues of domestic violence in our community. It is hosting the 5th annual 5K walk and run against domestic violence. I want to welcome the senior pastor of the Park Church, Bishop Claude Alexander Jr. We also have Tambra Soliday here. She is the community engagement coordinator with Safe Alliance, a place where hope and healing begins. So welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys being here tonight. First to you, Bishop. Domestic violence is not always a subject that's discussed in church, particularly the Black church. Why did the Park choose to want to raise awareness?
Well, we've been doing this since 1999. One of our members brought it to my attention in terms of our having a programmatic response. Churches deal with it silently through, sadly, burials, interventions in terms of relationships that have gone awry. And we needed to have a programmatic response. So we developed what was called the Domestic Violence Spiritual Advocacy, where people were trained to do intervention, referrals. We have counselors who are able to provide counseling, again, intervention and referral. And then we wanted to take it to another level, raise awareness. And so the 5K is one of the ways that we do it. And the other way was a men's fashion show highlighting the return of the gentleman.
Okay, all right. Tambra, I want to bring you into the conversation because Safe Alliance offers a secure place for people who are trying to escape abuse. What happens when they come through y'all's doors? What's the process?
Well, somebody who is trying to escape a domestic violence situation often can call our hotline and they can create a safety plan with one of our client care specialists. They can request emergency shelter where they can stay and kind of regroup and just a safe place to go until they've got the plan for their next step.
And having a plan is so key.
It is.
For these women and men in crisis.
And you're right, there are men also who are victims of domestic violence as well.
I want to circle back to you, Bishop, to talk about how abusers are using religion as a way to try to control someone.
Sadly, people have often used false narratives in Scripture to press their points. And of course, it is the job then of the church to provide correctives. So for instance, Dr. James Howell, pastor of Myers Park United Methodist Church, he and I did a joint sermon at the park and at Myers Park to help correct errors in belief and to put voice out there. And you'd be surprised when you give voice how many people respond, surprisingly so.
Can you give an example of one of those places in the Bible that people would misuse and try to, if you don't mind, I know that's not a question.
So certainly, the husband is the head of the wife, right? And they take head to mean top-down authority. But that's not what that word means. That word head means the source. It's bottom up. It is for the wife to find her sense of safety and security and value from the husband.
And to piggyback on that, Tambra, what are some of the signs of someone that is dealing with domestic violence in the home?
One of the biggest signs is isolation. If you see that somebody is being isolated, if they're being restricted from seeing friends and family, if it seems like they're being controlled, if they seem timid, I mean, there's the obvious physical signs, bruising, signs of assault. But for me, a lot of times you'll notice that person kind of withdrawing from you as a family member or a friend.
Okay. We talked about this strangulation training that's going on in Charlotte over the next 4 days. What are your thoughts about this training with law enforcement and professionals in the justice system?
Well, I think the more training that people can get, the better. And CMPD is a wonderful resource. There's also something that they do in terms of crisis and how you de-escalate. These are skill sets that we have to provide for people, and the younger that we can do it, the better.
So the 5K coming up Saturday, June 30th. What's taking place that day? Who can participate?
Anybody can participate. We have people from tots to 80 years of age. If you can walk, crawl, whatever, this is for you.
And the church wants to use the proceeds how?
We are supporting Safe Alliance and the Jamie Kimball Foundation.
All right, the Park Church's 5th annual 5K walk and run against domestic violence coming up Saturday, June 30th. Starts at the Park Expo and Conference Center. That's on Briar Creek Road off Independence in Charlotte. Registration begins at 7 a.m. It's $25 in advance. The race starts at 8 a.m. There's going to be vendors, activities for children. If you want to know more how to register, that sort of thing, go to WBTV.com. Be sure to look in the web extra section right there on the homepage. Bishop Alexander, Tambra Soliday, thank you guys for being here tonight.
Oh, thank you,
Thank
Brigida.
you.
It's so important that we continue to talk about this and anything that is being done in the community to raise awareness. We certainly wholeheartedly support that here at WBTV.
We appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
For
Thank
sure.
you.
Stay with us. We got more coming up right after the break.